We're back getting ready to shoot another hot video. We want to thank you first for joining us. We want you to be sure to go and subscribe to our channel, go to the notifications, tell us how much you're liking the stuff that we're bringing. It really helps us to provide great content for you. Today we got a hot topic for you. It's the NBA boycott and what does that mean in America. You know, I have my main man with me, Greg Dorsey. So hey, let's jump to the video.
I've never had a negative encounter with law enforcement in my life.
Well, I have. You know, and my story is simple. So let's just pause right there and think about that for a moment. Hey, listen, you know, so this video we're doing today, I mean, this is what I like to call a hard talk. It's going to be a very deep conversation, and that's why I have my little brother with me, Greg Dorsey, who's actually the founder of Astorio. And Greg is my video partner. He shoots all of my video. He makes me look good. But this is a topic that he and I talk about a lot. And I knew that he would be a great person to sit beside me and discuss this, because we discuss it anyway offline. So I felt like it was something that our viewers need to see.
Well, and every week we do the podcast, the Allman Gunner Experience podcast, and we do like to hit on those hard topics. But having these conversations is vital, and we got to be willing to have those difficult conversations. And really what we do is we look at, you know, how does sports, how does life, how does interaction, being a student athlete in the game of life, how does that all tie together?
I'm excited to have you here, man. This is going to be a great conversation, a great topic. So we're going to jump right into the video, and you know, you're going to see Kenny the Jet Smith make a huge statement. So we're going to roll this video.
Right now, my head is like ready to explode, like just in the thoughts of what's going on, and I don't know if I'm even appropriate enough to say it. What the players are feeling and how they're feeling. And I haven't talked to any of the players. As a black man, as a former player, I think it's best for me to support the players and just not be here tonight. And figure out what happens after that. Yeah, I just don't feel equipped to do that.
And I respect that.
I understand where Kenny was coming from. He's saying that, look, we can't ask these guys to go out and to do what they're doing and not feel like we should be accountable as well. But to see the emotion of saying, you know, we keep loving a country, man, that don't love us back. So at some point, I think there has to be this understanding. We have to get to this level of understanding that this is painful. This is painful for a group of people, and it's been painful for this group of people for a very long time. And if we don't come together, if we don't push ourselves closer together, you're going to see some real problems.
I've never had a negative encounter with law enforcement in my life.
Well, you know, well, I have. You know, and my story is simple. You know, I'm traveling back from a speaking engagement. I'm actually on the phone talking to my sister at the time. And as I'm driving, I see blue lights come on. I tell my sister, I say, hey, listen, I think this guy's going to pull me over, so I need to get off the phone. Well, but what I did was I called my ex-wife, because, you know, we're good friends. I call her up. I say, hey, look, I'm getting pulled over. I need to put you on speaker so you can hear what's going on. So let's just pause right there and think about that for a moment. That I had to make sure someone was on the phone to hear the actual conversation. Because number one, I was on a pretty dark road. This thing can go how it goes, but I'm not here to tell the story. The story's told a different way. Speed this story up a little bit. Guy tells me I'm speeding. I go, don't think so. Then he goes and runs my license and comes back and says, oh, there's a warrant out for your arrest. A warrant out for my arrest. Okay, so all right, well, can you tell me what the warrant says? Well, no, it doesn't say that. Well, I kind of find that strange. I mean, so you're going to arrest me. You can't tell me what it's for. I never get the speeding ticket, so I guess I really wasn't speeding, right? But then he proceeds to take me to jail. But as he's taking me, I can look on the, I'm like, dude, that's not me. We're pulling in. He knows it's not me. Took me anyway. So I spend 3 hours in, fingerprints. I'm telling you, mugshot, the whole nine. Well, now, you know, Bridget makes a call. I get out. It's 2 a.m. I'm standing outside of a jail, a police station, 2 a.m. My car's impounded. So I got to wait to get my car. So now I take a taxi, sit in a Waffle House all night. That's about a quarter of a mile from where my car is, right? And then when I finally get to my car, the guys that impound my car, you know what they tell me? See, this is where the level of frustration is beyond. And when I hear people talking all this stuff, and you got to understand now, my family is like law enforcement. I got a lot of people in my family that are law enforcement. So I'm all about law enforcement. But as I go to get my car, the guy says to me, I say to him, hey, listen, I'm here to get my BMW. The guy goes, yeah, last night. Man, I'm going to just have to tell you, I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm like, yeah, what, go ahead. He says, when we went to get your car, the guy said, I don't even know why I pulled that guy over. I don't know why I took that guy in. But of course he knew why. He knew exactly why. And that's what I said. I said, no, he knows why he took me in. Had nothing to do with me speeding. I mean, not to mention I had like my books on the back seat. And he's like, hey, who books are those? Well, who picture you see on the books? So I know how this thing can go. And so in my head, when I play that back, I go, so what happens if I would have said something smart? Or what happens if I said something he doesn't like?
Or move a certain way.
Yeah, I'm on a dark road. See, this story goes another way. So that's why when I'm talking to my sons about this stuff, Daddy done lived it. I know how this stuff go down. So when I hear people talking, I'm like, yeah, you just talking.
Or what I see happening is that you've got black people having to explain this.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell your 14-year-old son that I worry about him when he walks out that door.
You should not have to explain this, Coach.
Which is crazy. We do talk about that, right?
Right. So Doc Rivers, for example.
Right. Oh.
Why does Doc Rivers have to even talk about? There should
Right.
not be a need for explanation.
Right.
Yo, you don't need to be black to be outraged. You need to be American and outraged.
When we look at the sportscasters, you see Charles and you see Shaq. And my first response was, well, why do they stay seated?
Right.
You got Kenny walk off.
Right.
But then I see a light-skinned man, and I think, no. That's actually, the flip should have happened.
Right.
Like, he should have walked off.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
that's where I'm losing sleep, Coach, because I think there's a responsibility and an awareness, and it's too much. Enough is enough. And I know we're way past due.
Right.
We're not going to be able to make up for lost time at this point. But it's time for us as human beings to get in the game and really start fighting.
It's trouble. It's hard. So I don't sleep much. But it's okay because we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing. That's where we have to be. We have to stay united. I think we have to really stay consistent.
Do the NBA players put on uniforms?
Every single, and that's the thing. So, when you're wearing a Lakers jersey, people love you. When you're doing your thing because you're distracted and you're entertaining, right? But I'm telling you, LeBron knows when he takes off that jersey, hey, he's just a black guy.
We are scared as black people in America. Black men, black women, black kids, we are terrified.
So when I hear people say, well, he makes a lot of money, you cannot buy your way out of being black.
So from my vantage point, the thing is, a lot of times you might hear, hey, that could be somebody you know.
Right.
But until we get to the point where we say, no, that's me.
Right.
When I look at a Jacob Blake, I got to see me in
Right.
that situation and understand that the only thing that, is different about it might be the color of our skin. And there's no behavior, there's no explanation
Right.
to justify that.
Right.
So I think we got to get away from making excuses and just recognize, hey, we got to look in the mirror. This is us.
Right. Well, and again, at the end of the day, I think that what we have to understand is until everyone matters, no one matters. And I think we all have a role that we can play. I think we all have something that we can do to push this thing in the right direction. My mother used to say you can do bad by yourself, but you can't win by yourself. And I think that we all need to be very conscious of that and very aware of that. So what I would like to see is people walk away, just ask the question, what if? What if we did better? What if you did better? What if you had more empathy? What if you really could start to see yourself as these things, materialize? And then, what? Don't be silent. You have a voice. We all have value. And so our voices need to be heard. So we want you to stay encouraged, because we will get to the other side. Thanks again for, tuning in and catching our video. It's a really important conversation. Subscribe to our channel. Also, all of our social media, we want to connect with you. It's really important. We want to hear your comments. We want to keep this conversation going. It's a big deal.
It's important. We got to keep the conversation going. It's not just two voices talking to many. We want to engage with you. We want your feedback. And again, this is about empowerment. It's about having a voice, understanding your value.
Yeah, and more importantly, what if we did better? What if you did better? So I just want you to think about that, ponder that, share it in the comments to what you can do to make this situation better. Because trust me, it's not going away. We're gonna have to fight through this one together. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. Remember, every day is game day.